Okay, so full transparency here, boys. If you didn't know, I am really bad at Madden Ultimate Team. When it comes to the pure Ultimate Team part of things, the menus, the team building, all of that, I am bad at. And you can see here, I don't have the best team. I have a pretty good team, but certainly not. It's not a God Squad, especially with the new releases, dude. It's just not a God Squad. I won't have a God Squad until the next MCS tournament, which I'll have to spend money on. But what I'm good at in Madden is I'm good at gameplay. And I'm very good at the strategy around gameplay and how to optimize the team to do that the best, especially when I'm like really sitting down, hunkering down, and thinking about how to optimize my team. I'm actually pretty good at that. So today we're going to be talking about that. How to best optimize your team and what I'm looking for at every position for the most part. I'm hoping this could be pretty helpful for you guys who don't have God squads and stuff like that too, because I'm not just rocking the best player at every position. The first thing I do have to mention though is that having some sort of theme team, whether it's 1 25 25, whether it's 25 25, two different 25s, or if it's a 50 50, you need a theme team because it gives you a speed boost. And the speed is important in this game. It's not end all be all, but it is important in this game. Okay, so let's talk about what we're doing at each position, and then we'll go into practice mode and kind of show you what it looks like actually on the field. Okay, first and foremost at quarterback, I think we actually have a by far top dog QB1 in this game in Anthony Richardson. Now, the argument against him would be if you really want Hot Route Master, which then you would go, geez, I think it's Patrick Mahomes is the Hot Route Master guy. I'm not 100% sure, but you'd want Hot Route Master. Okay, maybe it's Warren Moon. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Just this is QB1 unless you want a Hot Route Master, in my opinion. I'm rocking set feet lead on him, gunslinger, and gift wrapped. I do think set feet lead is the best ability on offense in this game. It just the way the ball travels is so freaking good. And I think gift wrapped is great value at this point in the game where you will catch a lot of balls in traffic and hold on to a lot of catches that you'd otherwise drop. So I'm a big fan of that, especially for 1 AP. Now, what we could give up here, very, kind of up to you, would be Gunslinger. You could go roaming Deadeye if you're running our rollout schemes, the single back wing stack that's on Civil GG. You guys have seen me run that some. If you're running that you would rather go roaming Deadeye. I'm in Eagles right now, so I'm going Gunslinger. But you could just straight up drop this and leave yourself 2 free AP to go for a slot apprentice or a halfback apprentice or something, okay? So just keep that in mind. But right now, all 7 of my AP is being used on Anthony Richardson, which brings us to our halfback. Now, I think there's 2 very clear-cut halfbacks that you want to use in the game as of today, which is Bijan Robinson, and then Marshall Faulk. They each get 0 AP running back apprentice, which in my opinion is the ability you want on your halfback. Jukebox and evasive are pretty good. It's just the juke move's already really good in the game. So you can get very similar results without that ability, whereas you can't get a Texas route really without running back apprentice. So Bijan starts on for 4 downs and then goes off for, I think, 6 and then on for 4. Marshall Faulks is on for 8 plays, but then it turns off until you activate it by achieving some goals or something. So I prefer Bijan, although you may prefer Marshall Faulk. So, but I mean, 0 AP for sometimes having a route apprentice at your halfback, I think is a no-brainer no matter what kind of offense you run. I think you always want to prefer to have faster receiving backs, especially in this Madden, than a bulkier back like Derrick Henry or something, unless you're trying to run the red zone, right? Because these guys also will do juke moves better, which is by far the best move in the game. So moving on to our wide receivers, I run a 3 wide receiver set right now, and my slot wide receiver is Michael Irvin. Now, obviously, this can depend on what formation you run, but I'll say this. If you have a wide receiver who runs a lot of corner routes, you want him to be taller. And that's because there are a lot of times where you need to highball corner routes, either over a flat zone or over a man who is just a step behind him, and you want him to be tall. Trying to highball Tyreek Hill is going to go way worse than trying to highball like Michael Irvin, who really isn't that tall, but he's just not short, which is ideal, okay? Because most DBs are like 6 foot, so 6'2", you're above them. Whereas Deshaun Jackson, he plays outside for me. And how tall is Deshaun? He's 5'10", I think, right? Maybe he's 6 foot. Yeah, he's 5'10". He's going to get picked off a lot more on high balls. He plays outside for me, and I just like his build, that kind of like slim, short build. Sometimes does a really good job beating man coverage. Although there is a big argument to get Deshaun off my team just because I am a big fan of taller wide receivers too. And that's where Amari Cooper, who's behind my face cam right now, that's where he comes in. He also plays at the outside position. So we have 2 guys outside, and then tall Michael Irvin I'm a tall, ideally a tall receiver at that slot running corner routes. Amari Cooper, pretty solid. Good stats all around. Speed, 92 speed, whatever. At tight end, man, there's a lot of argument here. There's an argument low key to go like Donald Parham here still. We are going David Njoku, where I haven't activated this yet, but the reason we're going David Njoku is he gets 4 additional hot routes when lined up at tight end for 0 AP when you get 5 10-yard receptions. Now, truthfully, I haven't ran many games with him, so I don't know how hard it is to get those 5 10-yard receptions throughout the course of a game. I feel like it could be hard. It could be, I don't know. But these 0 AP extra hot routes is so, dude, value-wise, you're just optimizing so much. You really are. 90 speed is fine, and he can juke, which is really what you want, because you can quick throw a tight end flat, especially if you're running our Eagles scheme on Civil.gg, code premium. You can quick throw a flat and juke with him. Really, really important. He has good enough route running and whatnot that you're going to be able to do some good stuff with him. Typically, I like to invest in a backup tight end. We just can't do that with my current team build, although if you could, I would recommend trying to invest in a backup tight end. So, yeah, there's that. I think, the Broncos, because I have this guy at Bronco, there might be a better Broncos tight end than whoever this dude is, who I might invest in just for the time being. But I'll probably end up changing my theme team here soon, too. I don't know yet. I wait until MCS comes around to change my theme team. I hate playing catch-up. Here, honestly, offensive line, dude. Some people have specific stuff if you run like a lot of pulling guards and stuff like that. For me, man, this is the one position where I'm like, bro, just give me the dudes who are the highest rated for the most part. Like, give me dudes who either fit theme team-wise or just high rated or just fit budget, stuff like that. It does make somewhat of a difference. I do believe that. But you can still get shedded with the good guys. You'll get shedded with bad guys. I will say I've seen with bad offensive linemen, they get shedded more often and they get pancaked more. So keep that in mind for what you will. Fullback, you can definitely skimp on this position unless you need it for your offense. I have Patrick Mahomes as my quarterback, right? As my backup quarterback. Definitely could skimp here unless you need something specific for a theme team. He gets some extra team chemistry, so we had to use him. Although that's a lot of coins at my backup quarterback. Probably shouldn't be doing that, but hey. Talk about defense. Here, you're going to see a really bad defense initially. In reality, this defense is pretty good. I'll tell you where everyone actually plays and whatnot. So Justin Simmons, he has deep in-zone KO. So first and foremost, I'll just say, defensive ability-wise, I think KOs are by far the best, and then lurk artists come after that. KOs, and ideally deep KOs, really just because deep KOs are important because, think about it. Knocking out a 5-yard pass, good job. Knocking out a 25-yard pass, okay, like that's a big deal, right? So I like deep in KO. He plays safety. My outside corners are Tariq Woolen, who has deep out zone KO, and also Ronnie Lott, who also has deep out zone KO. And notice how I had to hide Ronnie Lott at my punt returner spot because he doesn't have Broncos or Harvest theme team. So outside corner Ronnie Lott, outside corner Tariq Woolen, both a deep out zone KO. Justin Simmons, deep in zone KO at one of my safety spots. You could run like a cover 3 shell if you wanted to with this kind of setup, where, I mean, you'd have all 3 deep zones have deep zone knockout, which is something you might end up seeing me do a little bit. But defensive line, you just want dudes with a high power move, high finesse move, high block shed. And if they can be fast, they can be fast. I love fat men at the D tackle spot. So Dexter Lawrence is great. Haloti Nada for me last year was insane. I love fat boys, though. I really, Anyways, moving on. Our slot corners are being played by Patrick Surtain. And who's my other slot corner? I believe it is Champ Bailey. They're playing slot for me. Slot is really a position you can typically skimp on. Just because the assignment they play typically in zone is pretty easy. Either a vert hook, a flat, like a hard flat of sorts, or they're blitzing. In man coverage, the slot is very important. So keep that in mind. If you're running a lot of man, typically people try beating man coverage with their slots on like corner routes. So you'd want a high man coverage slot. But if you're in a zone scheme or a blitzing scheme, you could skimp here a little bit more. And then my other safety, unfortunately, he doesn't have an ability, but we do have an X factor on him that hopefully could get activated at some point throughout the game, is DRC. I'm not looking for, I mean, speed is really important. Speed is obviously really important. I can't sit here and say speed is not important. I don't know why I was about to say that. Does he get, actually, does he get anything for, does he get a 0 AP X factor? No, he does not. Okay, I thought maybe he did. Or like a 0 AP like on X factor. Okay. Anyways, I just read something. But yeah, he's playing up top for me. And then at user, man, user is very, very important. Depending on your defense, you may have 1 user or 2 users. in a one linebacker scheme, think about like 3-3-5 wide, or I'm sorry, nickel 3-3 cub, where it's just kind of one linebacker off ball, you would want just one user. And 4-3-6-1 even, same idea. Dollar defense, which I run a lot of, has two linebackers off ball. So we have two users here. One of them is Luke Kuechly. He has Lurk Artist. That was what I did with my last piece of AP, right? We have 9 AP. We have 2 deep out zones, 1 deep in zone, and then we have 1 extra AP. Used on Lurk Artist for Luke Kuechly, which meant I had to go safety for my other user. And so we went Jeremy Chin. Jeremy Chin, big, tall, fast, high COD. That's what you're looking for the most part. Ideally, these guys could be even better, have high man, have high zone, all that good stuff. But right now, I'm working on a little bit of a budget and just not too concerned about all that nonsense. So there's that as well. And just looking around really fast, I mean, you kind of see, right? Like, sometimes the lineups look bad. That's why looking at team overall, I always think is really stupid. In terms, I always get this question, bro. Like, strategy, this stuff is important, but I think this stuff gets way overblown. +2 to end of your stats. Like, I really should be going +2. I should have a different defensive one, and maybe even offense. I don't know. These are really overblown. Like, they're overblown for the most part. Like, you focus on these last. +2 ratings is only relevant if it gets a certain player above a threshold. And so on top of that, +2 ratings to a specific, like +2 to a specific rating that's only going to help a specific player probably won't help you win that many games. Like, it probably won't be the difference in you winning many games. Now, if you want to optimize everything, 100%. And when I play in tournaments, I typically will optimize this. But keep that in mind. Like, it's not, you know what I mean? I'm on Eagles offense, Chiefs defense, and we'll jump to practice mode really fast just to kind of show you where everybody is. So we're looking at something like offense right here, right? We're in gun bunch. You can kind of see, I mean, we already talked about it, but you see where Michael Irvin is right here. Then our outside is Deshaun Jackson. Our other outside is Amari Cooper. And again, yeah, like this guy, again, your slot, you want him to be able to win on corner routes. That is really, really big. But besides that, I mean, nothing too crazy, man. We're not going to, like, again, nothing too crazy. Quarterback stats at this point, man, it's kind of up to you. You want to have above, ideally, 85 all throwing stats. And then I just think Anthony Richardson's top dog. Anybody besides him that's good is like Patrick Mahomes, Warren Moon, Lamar Jackson, probably a couple other people there. That free Vic is a good one too. So that's another guy you could go to. And then if we were to look at defense here really fast, we would go Dollar. I would put, where is Jeremy Chin? Luke Kuechly, they're already here. Ronnie Lott is, okay, so Ronnie Lott needs to get out here. Certain is, oh, Woolen is there. You gotta get good at like putting your people in the right spots. I always be bad at this. Boom, Ryan Lott, Simmons. Where's Lott? Dog, where are you, Lott? Okay, Lott is there. Who's my dude with... Okay. Champ Bailey's there. Cool. And we're already set up. So just like that, we can just come out and DB fire or something. And we're on offense right now. So let me go down real fast. You'll be able to see defense. I like running Dollar typically, and now I'll audible in, or I'll go into 4-3-6-1. So for those of you wondering. And yeah, so we're back here. Boom. Let's just go gun, whatever. And you kind of see where everybody is. And, you know, some that's kind of, that can be underrated is like height in zone coverage. So I think about this, right? Let's say you have a hard flat. Let's say you have hard flats right here, right? These guys, if they're tall, let's say he plays right out here. If he's tall, he'll play back a little bit further, or he'll have further back range, right? Just because he's taller. So let's say he's playing right at the line of scrimmage. If this dude's 7 feet, he's going to be able to get a ball that's thrown above him way easier than a dude who's 5'10". So keep that in mind, too. If you have a certain zone coverage that you're running and you know this dude's in a flat zone typically, having a taller dude in a flat is really important. And if he's in a flat zone, you know his speed doesn't matter nearly as much either. So keep that in mind, too. Let's go to a rundown, guys. If you enjoyed kind of my breakdown on this kind of stuff, let me know. I usually don't make videos like this. Team building is not my... the MUT style of team building is not my thing. I love the strategy, but I don't love keeping up with, like, MUT and stuff like that. It's just not what I enjoy. But yeah, if this helped you, please let me know, because I can do more stuff like this. Just depends on your guys' response, truthfully. So yeah, enjoy, and check to see if you're subscribed. A lot of you guys aren't.